Welcome to Unit 1. In this presentation, we introduce the Amanzi for Food approach and explore why water is central to food production, food security, and community resilience. We begin by recognizing a very simple reality. Without water, it is not possible to grow food successfully. Across many parts of South Africa and Southern Africa, rainfall is limited, seasonal, or unpredictable. This creates a real challenge for households, homesteads for food producers, and small-scale farmers. In this unit, we also introduce the idea that rainwater harvesting and conservation can help people catch, hold, store, and use water more effectively for food production. So we basically set the foundation for the rest of the course. We begin by looking at why water matters so much in food production. We then consider the challenge of variable rainfall and growing water stress in the region. From there, we introduce rainwater harvesting and conservation as a practical response. Finally, we look at the Amanzi for Food approach, which supports learning together around the use and conservation of water for food production. By the end of the unit, participants should be able to explain why water is central to food production, describe key challenges, and understand the purpose of the Amanzi for Food approach. Water is essential for every part of food production. Seed needs moisture to germinate. Plants need water to grow, flower, and produce food. Livestock also requires water for health and productivity. At household level, water supports home gardens, small-scale production, and food security. When water is scarce or unreliable, gardens dry out, crops fail, and yield drops. This affects not only income, but also nutrition and household well-being. So when we talk about water for food, we are really talking about basic conditions for life, livelihood, and resilience. In many parts of South Africa and Southern Africa, water challenges are part of everyday life. Rainfall is often limited and, if may, be highly seasonal or unpredictable. Some years bring drought, while others bring heavy storms that cause runoff and erosion rather than steady soil moisture. These conditions place pressure on local food systems, especially for households, homestead producers, and small-scale farmers. This is why rainwater harvesting conservation is so important. It helps communities make better use of the water that is available instead of relying only in external water resources. Rainwater harvesting conservation is about much more than storing water in a tank. It includes catching water when it falls, holding it in the soil, storing it when necessary, and using it widely for productive purposes. This gives us a simple way of understanding many different water for food practices. Some practices help capture water. Some help improve infiltration and soil moisture. Some store water for later use. Others help others help apply water effectively. This way of thinking provides a practical foundation for the rest of the course. So the Amanzi for Food is not only a set of technical practices, it is also a learning approach. It supports people in the agricultural sector to learn together about different ways of harvesting, storing, conserving, and using water for food production. A key idea here is that no single solution fits every context. Different communities face different water challenges, work at different scales, and have different resources. The approach therefore values local knowledge, practical experience, and shared learning. It also draws on the Water Research Commission material and other learning resources to support implementation. The Amanzi for Food project focuses on sharing knowledge about the use and conservation of water for food production. It is not only about information, it also includes practical learning materials, short courses, micro-learning units, digital tools, and support for demonstration sites and community learning. The project is designed to support different kinds of participants, including farmers, homestead producers, extension workers, facilitators, trainers, and others involved in water for food work. In this way, the project helps connect knowledge, practice, and community learning.
Participants. This includes household and homestead food producers who are trying to strengthen food security. It includes small-scale farmers and community gardens who need practical water for food solutions. It includes extension workers and facilitators who help others learn and solve problems. And it includes trainers and learning networks who support wider sharing of knowledge and practice. This broad focus is important because water for food is not only a farmer issue, it is also a learning, community, and sustainability issue.
To conclude, this unit has introduced the basic foundation for the course. Water is central to food production, food security, and community resilience. In many parts of the region, rainfall is limited, seasonal, or unpredictable, which makes wiser water use essential. Rainwater harvesting and conservation helps people catch, hold, store, and use water more effectively. The Amanzi for Food approach supports shared learning and practical action in local contexts. As a final reflection, think about the main water challenges affecting food production in your own area and begin to consider how rainwater harvesting and conservation might help. In the next unit, we will look more closely at climate change, climate variability, and food production. This is Dr. Wilma van Staden. Thank you for listening.